Redacted has this video with this title here that I'm not going to try and read. I really found this video very, very interesting. It's got a gentleman by the name of Jesse Beltran. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Very, very, very good video. It's very interesting. So I just want to give my jumbled up, unprepared views and comments about this video here. First of all, it's well prepared. I mean, Mr. Beltran, Jesse Beltran, if you're a targeted individual, you're already going to know most of the information that is giving out. Specifically, he's focusing on the electronic harassment, which would be the government is actively microchipping people, maybe via or whatever it is that they're using, and then they can start doing whatever they feel like doing to them. So he goes into details about how these microchipped individuals are now experiencing symptoms. So once again, a targeted individual is going to know about these symptoms, such as maybe just hearing things in your head, being dizzy, lack of energy, just the usual stuff. And my first comment when I watched this video is that it's very good information, considering that this channel is more or less mainstream. So it's not really, I would say it's leaning more towards conspiracy, but in a very friendly way, in a very digestible way. So it's not really out there crazy, or it's content that you can digest. So there is a little bit of credibility in that sense. Just looking at the view count here, the number of views that by now have seen this video, the number of subscribers is actually quite high. So again, it's digestible information. They don't just touch on conspiracies, but they're trying to go behind the curtain as to why certain things are happening, as to why the industrial complex is doing stuff. If I was to comment back on Mr. Beltran Jesse again, goes explaining Havana Syndrome, and then basically he's saying that he's testing people that after the pandemic have received this shot for COVID, and then he is using, I think it's an RF meter and another equipment that he says it's a little bit more advanced. He's realizing that people are showing these nanobots or nanotechnologies at consistent places around the body, and this is actually one couple that appears to be testifying that I think he indirectly helped them by just showing them the location of these nanobots, and they almost got their life back together. So they were having hell from just these attacks. I mean, that's some bit of social credibility in terms of the presentation. I mean, he got the first part right in that you highlight the problem. You obviously explaining what the problem is in a way that's digestible, understandable. If I'm not a victim of gang stalking is another crazy branch of this thing. If I'm not a victim, I can understand what this man is saying. It makes sense. But now, if getting further into this in terms of my other opinions, I just feel like there's too much explaining and too much talking, and very, very, very little showing. Because this topic is about technology that's being used. So for one, it would have been nice if he actually demonstrated his own, if they've managed to take out one of those microchips out of one of the victims. If they actually managed to do that and then he would actually show it, I feel that would have a little bit more credibility. And then the second issue is that at some point he does try and do a scanning. This man here is being scanned. It's a little demonstration, but it doesn't really go into detail as to where these nanobots are or what the reader meetings mean. If you are very skeptical, you might say, show us something that we can all read off the screen. Show something that's a little bit more credible. It's not just the man standing and you scanning him. He went into a different channel, the Alex Jones show, and then that he spent quite a lot of time scanning Alex Jones. But I mean, if you are one of these many people that have watched this episode and you don't know about the other Alex Jones show, that's a little bit of a disservice. Another thing that I just have maybe a little bit of an issue is that Now, Obama was president around about 2016. This is when Havana Syndrome sort of took off. Obama's name in this video is getting mentioned by name quite a lot, as the president. But now all the other presidents are not really being mentioned. So the issue I'm having is that it's almost, that could be misunderstood or be misinterpreted. It feels like it's almost like maybe just pointing a finger at the president who was around in 2016, and it might become a little bit polarizing. But meanwhile, we know that it's actually the industrial military complex. Actually, much later on in the video, Jesse gets asked who's doing this, and I think he does indirectly point that it's an industrial military complex. But now, just that President Obama's name is being mentioned quite a lot. It's sort of giving it might be misunderstood or misinterpreted that Obama is actually being blamed. The other issue, I'm not sure where to place what he's actually doing. So I don't know in what capacity he's doing these scans, which is, it's great service for us targeted individuals. If we're suffering from this, we do need this attention from all these videos and all these subscribers. But I'm just not sure in what capacity he's doing, if he's doing experiments, if he's doing activism, if he's being a good Samaritan, is he profiting from all of this effort? And if he's doing these scans, is he following some kind of scientific method? Is he doing proper stats? And where is that information being published? Because it's data that he's gathering from all of these scans. What is he doing with all of that data? Where can a normal person have access to that information if he did a proper statistical analysis and reporting? So where can somebody see that information, and how many people are being affected by this sort of thing? So that's the other slight issue that I have, is I don't quite know how to place this, if it's science, if it's investigative journalism, if it's informal science. Now, the big kicker for me and the big question mark and concern, towards the end of the video, he is advertising a product. There's a product, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pronounce this correctly. It's sort of supposed to remedy the symptoms of this issue. Z-Light. And the claim is that you can reduce the symptoms between 50 and 70%. And towards the 90th day mark, you see a bit of a big improvement. So he talks about this towards the end of the video. And that is where now, if you're a proper targeted individual who's been a victim for a while, you start maybe putting on your critical thinking cap. Because now you have to take, I don't know what these Z-Light things are. I think it's a supplement or a pill or something that's meant to neutralize these nanobots. So the issue is that, first of all, I mean, he's then promoting a product, which maybe might answer my first question as to in what capacity is he doing all of this work of scanning these people. And now I'm always very skeptical. Something this big, we have this technology, and this problem of electronic harassment has been going on for a while. Now, for a relatively, I'm not sure if he's working on his own or if he's got a team, but he's not on the same level as a big pharmaceutical company, or he's not on the same level as a industrial complex. So now for him to just come along and sell you this product, first of all, you have to take in this product now. You have to ingest this product. So how and why should, if I got infected via this vaccine that I took, and maybe the dentist injections put this thing inside of me, so now why should I trust another product that I then have to take in again? That's a valid question that he might have to answer. And then going back to the maybe scientific record, if you were to sell a medicine or a pill or anything that you claim is a remedy to a health issue, you do have to go through a rigorous clinical trials and rigorous approval. I don't think he's marketing this Z-Light thing as medicine. Maybe he might be marketing it as a supplement. I'm not sure how he's selling it. Person taking this, I would have hope. I'm buying it on the basis of hope that I'm being promised a solution to my very desperate and urgent problem. So I know that he doesn't owe anybody an explanation or records. I'm not sure if you're gonna just take this Z-Light thing and then just hope that the symptoms are reduced, how many of them are actually reporting that this thing is working? Another thing, if you were to put on your critical thinking cap, if you're a victim of gang stalking, most basic tip is to never trust anything or never trust anyone. Never trust my own channel, never trust my opinion, up until we have full information as to how this whole thing, technology, is working. So, I mean, if you were to put on your critical thinking cap again, the question would be, who else is doing this sort of work? Who else is scanning people? Who else is doing this supposedly good Samaritan work of going out and trying to help people? And there needs to be collaboration to what he's actually doing. Because anybody can just make a claim. I can also just take a RF meter and start scanning people, and then with that information put my own spin to it and put my own narrative. So who else is actually collaborating what he's doing, what he's claiming, where these nanobots are being placed for one, and then who else can verify that they've also got something else which is actually working. So that's going to be it for this video. I mean, I didn't want to be on the negative side. Overall, if I'm going to pick a side, yes, I fully support what he's doing. I fully support bringing attention to this issue. It's just also trying to be balanced, putting on a critical thinking and maybe playing devil's advocate, because this is a serious problem, and I think we are very, very desperate for like a quick remedy or something, a zealot that I can just take and then I don't hear voices in my head anymore. But I just feel that maybe there needs to be maybe slightly backed by data or backed by many more human testimonials. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks.